Hey, it's Neil. Today I'm talking about how to pick the right accountant for real estate investing. It's especially important if you're flipping or running a BRRRR strategy right here in Des Moines. The deal is not all accountants are made equal, and not all accountants understand real estate. There's two types of accountants. One, tax strategy, the thinkers, the planners, those who are going to get out ahead of what's coming. The latter is a tax prepper, someone who just simply prepares the taxes. It's X's and O's, ones and zeros, dropping that thing into a tax return. There's no strategy behind it. They're literally just taking the information you provide them and they're going to go do the work. So when it comes to experience and when it comes to you getting the most out of what you pay for, a strategist makes the most sense. You're going to get the biggest bang for your buck. I got 5 questions for you to ask and have answered when you're interviewing accountants. So, number one is, how many real estate investors do you work with? You want to make sure you're not there first. All right. You're going for experience here. There's an old saying, cheap is expensive. That is true when it comes to accountants and often true when it comes to attorneys, but accountants for sure. Question two, do you work with fix and flip investors or BRRRR investors? So what's the point of that? The point of the question is this: you want to make sure you are aligned with a person who best serves you and your population. Meaning that if this accountant is really good at dealing with multifamily investors and not fix and flip investors, well, those are two totally separate things. You want to make sure you align with somebody who serves those people like you. How do you handle depreciation and cost segregation? So it's a great question because it's a setup. You want to see how they answer the question. If all they do is talk about straight line depreciation, I'm suggesting you move on. You want to have somebody who understands cost segregation, what it is, how it's used, and how it's best used, because it's not best used all the time for everybody, much like anything tax related isn't the same for everybody. It depends on your specific situation. But you want to understand the accountant knows that and knows how to best tackle that. Question four: will you help with entity structure, not just tax filing? Structure matters. You want to know if you're flipping property, should it be in an LLC? Should it be in a partnership return? Should it be on a S Corp? There's some things you want to make sure that you probably never put in S Corp. And you want to make sure you're aligned with the accountant who understands real estate, because when they do, they're going to get that. Question five: do you coordinate with lenders when needed? All right. This one's important because if you ever find yourself getting a commercial loan, not typically a hard money loan, but a commercial loan, you want to make sure they coordinate with your lenders if it's needed. Because a commercial loan, most times, like almost always, has you reporting to that commercial lender every year: tax returns, personal financial statements, okay, a whole bunch of detailed information. And you want to understand what those reporting requirements are and what those timeframes consist of. And you want to make sure your accountant's aligned with that. All right, last thing, localized knowledge. In my experience, localized knowledge is underrated when it comes to an accountant. There are things that are Iowa specific. And if you go get a national accountant, they may be great with federal tax returns and have no idea how to best prepare your Iowa based tax return. So I'm suggesting find an Iowa based accountant and find one who can properly answer all 5 of those questions. So the right accountant, they just don't file your taxes. They're going to help you keep your money safe. They're going to help you scale smarter. They're going to allow you to pay the least amount of tax required by law. And when you want to learn more or you want to get pre approved for your next deal, we can help. Great. I dropped a link below in the description for you.